Welcome back. Joining me now is Brad Sharkarajki, and he's the Code Enforcement and Animal Protection Division Manager for the City of Bowling Green. He's here to talk about a free rabies vaccination clinic that is coming up. Welcome, Brad.
That's right. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Yes. So let's talk about this vaccine clinic. It is for rabies specifically, right?
It is, yes. And so rabies, luckily here in the United States, we have a very low incidence of rabies, generally only about 1 to 3 cases a year. But prior to the 1960s, there were over 100 cases a year and 100 deaths a year. And between the 1960s and 2018, there were only 127 cases total. So it really shows what a robust vaccination program will do. And that's why we want to be able to get out into the community and get these animals vaccinated.
So with the rabies vaccine, does that pretty much guarantee your animal, your pet, will not get rabies?
So there is a period of time that it takes the vaccine to take effect. What we are giving at these clinics is a 3-year vaccine. So the animals won't have to come back for up to 3 years, depending on if they've been on a regular course of vaccine up until then. But again, a robust vaccination program does protect not only your animals, but also the public and everyone here in our city.
Okay, well, you just answered my next question, is why is it important to get the rabies vaccination for your animals? Now, what animals are you taking for your clinic?
So we are primarily looking for dogs and cats at this point. They need to be over 4 months of age, and we ask that dogs and cats are either cats are in kennels or some sort of carrier, and then dogs are on leashes when they come in your vehicle, and we welcome all temperaments. One of the things that we want to do with this is kind of eliminate some of the concerns that people might have with their animals, where either they don't have transportation to make it to a veterinarian to get these vaccinations, remove some of the cost burden that it also provides. But then a lot of times some of the animals we saw at the one that we held in March were some very large animals and some very unhappy animals. And so we have animal control officers there that we have all of the equipment we need in order to make sure that we can take any animal that anyone brings and make sure that they're vaccinated.
Good. Ones that don't so much like strangers.
That's exactly right, yes.
Well, let's talk about rabies itself.
Sure.
What is rabies?
So it is a zoonotic disease, which means that it's something that can transmit both from animals to humans. Primarily, about 90% of what we see here in the United States and here in Kentucky is wildlife transmission, and primarily bats is really what it's in, but also coyotes. So in our domesticated animal population, there's not a whole lot of it anymore, but again, that comes back to the rabies vaccination programs. But it is a fatal disease, unfortunately, and so it's very serious, and we want to make sure that it does not transmit from animals to humans.
Okay, and what are some of the signs we can look for, just if our pet is acting funny, that might tell us this might be rabies?
Sure. So the classic signs are the foaming at the mouth. A lot of times you have animals that are kind of acting a little chaotic, really outside of their normal behavior. They aren't drinking water. It's a hydrophobic disease, meaning that both humans and animals, you're almost scared of water. You won't drink water. And it's transmitted by saliva. So that's why we're really concerned when an animal bites a person, or even a bat has contact with a person. If there's any sort of saliva or any sort of punctures on the skin, anything that pierces the skin, those are the things that can transmit the disease between humans and animals.
Wow, that's a lot of good information. Thank you so much for being here and enlightening us all on just how dangerous rabies is for our pets and how to protect them.
Certainly.
Well, the free rabies vaccination clinic will be this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 at the Foundry located at 531 West 11th Avenue, and we'll be right back.